Hi, and welcome to Queen's Journey. Today, I wanted to make this video asking you to come back to your heart with Queen of Hearts. And in this video, I'm just going to share why it's important to come back to your heart, to continue to go within yourself and connect with you. Okay, coming back to your heart is going to bring you to that space of just honoring you, loving you unconditionally, and just knowing what your soul came here to experience. Everything that you need is on the inside of you. And I know you've heard this before, but I think it's another one of them things that we say that we really don't believe. And so I'm going to share with you an experience that I had in showing me the power of coming back to my heart. And then I'm also going to share a story with you that I came across that really made me think. I was like, that makes sense, because rarely do people look within themselves for answers. We're always looking outside of us. And I was in that space to where I was looking outside of me for answers and didn't even realize how in tune I was and knew things that wasn't given to me from outside. It was just the inner knowing. But through my trauma that disconnected me from my body and disconnected me from my heart, I lost that along the way. And so when my spiritual awakening happened, bringing me back to my heart, reconnecting me to that knowing. So it's important to come back to your heart because that's where your answers lie. Okay? When you think about it, I'm going to share with you what I was shown through my meditation. And it blew my mind because I was like, wow, that is amazing. When we are being formed in our mother's womb, the first thing that is there before we have eyes to see, before we have ears to hear, before we have a mouth to speak, before we have arms, before we have hands, before we have legs, before we have feet, before we take our first breath, our heart is beating. It's at 4 weeks that the heart starts to do this motion. And then it's at 6 weeks that you can actually hear the heartbeat through the monitor at the doctor's office. So just really take a moment and think about that. Before anything was formed on you, before you came into the world and had all these things projected on you, your heart was beating. So therefore, it's telling you, come back to your heart. Everything you need is on the inside of you. It's not in a book. It's not in a building. It's not coming from the person next to you. Only you connecting to you is when you fully understand why you are here and what your soul came here to experience. That for me was mind blowing. I don't know about nobody else, but just take a moment to think about it. Why it makes sense to come back here and listen and be in tune with your heart so that you know what your soul came here to do. There's so much information in the world. There's like I said, so many projections that have been put on us. We're constantly looking for things outside of ourselves to fulfill us. We're constantly looking for the divine outside of us, and the divine is within you. How do you connect with that? It's through connecting with your heart. It's getting quiet. It's listening. It's taking a few minutes out your day to just go within yourself and connect with your heart and get your guidance for your next step. Okay? That was the thing that was shown to me during meditation. Like I was literally taken back to when I was in my mother's womb and my heart beating before I had anything else. I didn't have eyes to see. You know, we have eyes and we want to see. We want to see the things. We have to know it's real if we can see it, right? Your ears to hear all the things that the world is telling you, all the things that your family has told you that you should be, that you should be doing. Before you had ears, your heart was beating. So come back here and be in tune with what your soul came here to do. Before you had a mouth to speak, your heart was beating. And then I came across this story that talk about the master that became a legend in this lifetime. It was said that God once sought his advice. I want to play a game called hide and seek with humankind. I've asked my angels what the best place to hide in. Some said the depths of the ocean. And I said, I know all. Eventually, they will discover how to dive and they will find me. One said, go to the highest top of the mountain. And the divine said, no, eventually man will climb to the top of the highest mountain and find me. Then another angel said, go to the farthest part of the moon. And the divine said, eventually man will go to the moon, figure out how to go to the moon, and they will find me. And then the master, who the divine sought advice from, said, hide in their hearts, because there they will never look. I read that. I came across that story after I was shown that during my meditation. And I just was like, wow, I've always known it was on the inside of me. Growing up, people saying, oh, go to church, you know, do this, do that. I was like, I don't need none of that to connect to the source. I knew this. This was something that I knew. But like I said, through my trauma, it disconnected me from that which I knew. So when I was shown to come back to my heart and I started to do my work, my life changed. The way I move through life is different. I still go through stuff because we're human. We're here to have experiences. Our soul came here to experience life the way it wanted to. How do you know what your soul came here to experience if you do not go within yourself and come back to your heart? This is where all your answers are. Go within yourself, get quiet, and seek your own counsel within your heart. Connecting to your heart is connecting to your soul. Connecting to your heart is connecting to your higher self. Connecting to your heart is connecting to the divine. The divine is within you. It's not outside of you. And whatever you call that, there are so many names for it. I'll have to do my video of my struggle with what should I call it. It was a whole thing. But I just say the universe, you know? That's what feels good to me. And so the universe or the divine, like those are the two things that's my two go-tos, you know, when I want to reference the higher power. But this is the beginning of Come Back to Your Heart with Queen of Hearts. It's something that I was shown during my meditation to start making videos about because it is the most important thing for us on our journey to reconnecting to ourselves, to honoring ourselves and living in our truth and standing in our power. So peace, love, and light, and y'all have a beautiful day.